So we're going to finish up Exodus 16 today, starting in verse 31. It says, the Israelites called the food manna. It was like white coriander seed, and it tasted like honey wafers. Then Moses said, this is what the Lord has commanded, fill a 2-quart container with manna to preserve it for your descendants. Then later generations will be able to see the food I gave you in the wilderness when I set you free from Egypt. And Moses said to Aaron, get a jar and fill it with 2 quarts of manna, then put it in a sacred place before the Lord to preserve it for all future generations. Aaron did just as the Lord had commanded Moses. He eventually placed it in the Ark of the Covenant in front of the stone tablets inscribed with the terms of the covenant. So they're flash forwarding there because the Ark has not been made yet and the 10 Commandments have not been received yet. So they're telling you where it's going to wind up eventually. Before this, it was probably at the altar. It would have been put in the tabernacle once the tabernacle is built, but it was put in a sacred and special place. Verse 35, so the people of Israel ate manna for 40 years until they arrived at the land where they would settle. They ate manna until they came to the border of the land of Canaan. The container used to measure the manna was an omer, which was 1/10 of an ephah. It held about 2 quarts. So, fun fact for you, side note totally, the word manna literally means what is that? Because think about it, they get up the first day, this stuff's on the ground. What is that? That's the food the Lord has given you, right? So they literally called it, what is that? I love that name. This describes as being white like a coriander seed. So this refers not only to the color, but to the small size of the particles of the bread, right? It meant that it had to be carefully gathered, right? And it's described as tasting like wafers made with honey. So it's good tasting food. It wasn't nasty. It wasn't a pasty porridge, right? It was good. It could be baked like a bread or a cake. They even boiled it. It was like eating sweet bread every day. I kind of think about it like this. It's like eating Hawaiian rolls every day. I don't know if you like Hawaiian rolls, but I'm a fan of the Hawaiian rolls. And that's kind of what it was like. I'm having Hawaiian rolls at Christmas, and I'm really excited about it. Because it's sweet and it's nice. You really enjoy it, very light, very fluffy. So it was like that. And the other side of this that comes in was God told Moses to tell Aaron, hey, you go get and collect some in a jar. You're going to keep it. And it eventually winds up in the Ark of the Covenant with the tablets with the 10 Commandments, and with Aaron's staff as well will wind up in there. So it's to preserve it so that the future generations see what they had eaten and how God had provided for them. Because there was going to come a day when it stopped. When they enter into the promised land, when they come with Joshua into the promised land, it will cease. This is going to end. So this is only for a specific period of time, this 40 years in the wilderness, that God's going to provide this for them. So it's interesting when you think about they got up every day and they ate a little bit of what is that. You guys have a good day.